know your genre, know your music, know your history. You know, I'm not saying learn everything that ever happened with everything. Not everyone needs to do that, but I'm saying if you play a certain genre, learn about it. Learn about the probably rich history that it has. In fact, actually, people that I know that play one genre that are not like, don't do a little this and a little that, they stick to one, end up being historians a lot of the time. For instance, I saw this documentary once about like metal, and someone started going through all the different genres of metal and like what it meant to be in different genres. And there was a lot of ones that I found personally hilarious. Like, actually, I have some up here. There's Viking metal, black gaze, derivative of crust punk, blackened crust, derivatives of death metal, death and roll, technical death, symphonic death, blackened death, melodic death. There's funeral doom, which is a derivative doom metal. Like, there's, if you Google or Wikipedia genres of metal, it's a great time. And if you look into each single one of what makes each one different, you'll end up with a much different understanding and a much deeper understanding of the metal genre alone. For something like a blues guitarist, it's actually a lot easier because there's such a well-kept history. If you just got into blues, for instance, you might be getting into it because of John Mayer or Joe Bonamassa, which would be a very contemporary sound. And even though they shout out their heroes, the music that you were initially exposed to is still very contemporary and bluesy. The blues, you might think the blues sounds like Bonamassa or John Mayer, and if you go deeper into the blues scene, you might think it's like a 12 bar shuffle, but with someone just shredding over the blues or something like that, shredding minor pentatonics and stuff. But it goes way deeper than that. And the history behind it is way deeper, and the politics behind it, and the everything behind the history. You can go through the history, over 100 years of history through this music and learn a lot about it. For instance, one of the first people I was exposed to when I got into the blues, there was like B.B. King, Eric Clapton, and Stevie Ray Vaughan. I know in little interviews that Stevie Ray Vaughan would bring up Albert King a lot. Eric Clapton would bring up Robert Johnson a lot. And then Napster came out, or Napster was out, and obviously I would partake in downloading of all these different people that they talked about, opened my world completely, went all the way back to a lot of the beginnings of blues, and it just painted everything in a different light. I was really able to understand, like, even just little nuggets of understanding, like when people would shred the blues, it would sound great, but that maybe in the beginning of blues, people were blues singers who happened to play guitar, and then later on they would become blues guitar players who happened to sing. Really all of a sudden paints it in a different perspective, older blues and newer blues. And really learning about the histories will just give you a better appreciation for the licks that make up these genres, and that you get to play it, that you get to enjoy it now. It just, anytime you're able to get a very deep understanding of something, you're gonna come out much better on the other end. What was nice, about someone getting exposed to Albert King through Stevie and stuff is they both understood that this was not necessarily their invention. They did not invent this music. This was strongly Black American music, and they wanted to pay tribute to it because they were getting a lot of success. They wanted to be proactive about the being grateful for where it came from, who they got it from, etc. It is a bit in the blues tradition to pay respect to legends, but again, through them I was able to learn about all these other people and deepen my own understanding. And that's something that I wanted to comment on with everything, all the protests going on, all the Black Lives Matter movement. I saw the hashtag like Black American Music, and I thought it was really important not to just hashtag Black American Music or BAM and then just rip your solo, which is fine if you're like, hey, I'm very thankful. But instead to just do your history, do your homework. There's plenty, especially if you happen to be in blues or jazz, there's plenty of documentaries that really cover the weird racial histories, as well as and travels through the players as well, musically and racially and everything, and really understanding the genre, what made it what it is, why people did what they did, what they had to go through to do it. And I think that'll be even more the way to go than just to go, oh, it's Black American music, great. Is instead be proactive about it, learn about it, be vocal about it, share it. Share what you know, and I imagine everyone would be thankful for hearing it. So, because these genres are obviously way more than the 20 licks you must know packet, but you you know that, I know that, and it's just our duty to go find out the interesting, rich histories of these genres. So, and be thankful for where they came from and that we can do them now. Feel free to leave comments. I love talking to you guys, and thank you very much for watching.